Thanks, but no thanks. Mike, you mentioned you had your wallet pillaged and plundered, and that made me think about a very Hamilton experience I had. I was waiting at the bus stop at James and Jackson for the 23 to take me home, not on the country road. And I was sitting on the bench, and there was a woman who was kind of in the vestibule, just yelling and having a time. And I felt really bad for her. Like, she didn't have shoes on, it was freezing out, but she was very clearly very angry and not in her right mind. And as I'm sitting on the bench, she comes and sits beside me. And I'm like, just trying to continue on what I'm doing. I was playing backgammon on my phone. And she just reaches over and tries to take my phone. And I held on with dear life and was like, no. And she just like looked at me and kept trying to take it. And I was like, no, sorry, no, no. And I like got it back. And I'm thinking to myself after, like, how much of a people pleaser am I that I'm apologizing to this woman that I'm like, no, sorry, you can't steal my phone out of my hand. Sorry. And then after that, she was pissed off, so she grabbed, I had a bag on the other side of me with a brownie and my sandwich from work that I was gonna go home and eat. And she took it and just threw it into the middle of the road and then looked at me like, and I was just like, okay, and stood up and walked away to go stand with some other people, so I felt a little more safe. But as I'm standing there, just watching the road, it's like in the middle, so I can't really run out and grab it. But the brownie, or it was a brownie loaf, is just sitting there, just getting run over by car after car. And I was like, oh, I was going to eat that. It was going to be so good. Not anymore. Oh, and you know what else I had was chicken fat. I had chicken fat from chicken I had cooked at work. Yeah! Someone's in the back like, And I was like, was going to take it home to use to cook with because, like, fat's expensive right now. I mean, you know I am. I make myself laugh, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I didn't get to cook with that chicken fat. So to the lady at the bus stop who tried to take my phone, thanks, but no thanks.
I get the whole people pleaser thing. Like, we're Canadians, so at the end of the day, everyone's going to try to be polite.
Of course.
When that happened to you, was your first response, this woman is going to cut my throat, or just, oh, one more thing to deal with today?
Mostly column B, a little bit of column A. I was like, I don't know how far she is willing to, like, she was not in her right state of mind. She was very angry. She was like yelling out to God about how God was stupid and wants her to fail. So I was like, uh-oh, she might hurt me, but it was really just like, oh, really? Really? Okay.
I always find if you grow up in a city, you're going to be more tolerant of that. You're just kind of roll your eyes.
See, I grew up on a farm.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. I also know I'm like, she was pretty tiny. I'm a big lady, so like push comes to shove, I would have been able to overpower her.
So at the end of the day, you feel you could overpower your, okay, hey, that makes perfect sense to me.
Just like body slammer.
Did it ruin your day, aside from losing your sandwich and brownie?
No, but it definitely rattled me. It was, once I got home, I was like, holy crap, that just happened. But I like took a shower, had a smoke, and like just let myself relax. And also there was a little kid when I got on the bus who like kept me engaged the whole time. So I like didn't have the opportunity to be like, oh, you know what I mean?
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, my limited experience in Toronto, I've always discovered if you just toss a non sequitur at someone who's bothering you, they'll usually go away. I was at a food court at First Canadian Place when I was working for one of the banks. I was in the middle of lunch, and some guy came over with a clipboard and said, "Hi, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute?" And I said, "You have to talk to my lawyer." And he said, what? And I said, I'm on parole. Do you know who I am? And he said, I'll be leaving now, and just walked away. So I've always, if someone comes with what you think is a sword, hand them a banana, see what happens.
Ooh. When life brings a sword, hand it a banana.
Yep, and no. And if you get killed, please don't sue me. Well, don't let your family sue me if you get killed. I'd appreciate that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give it up for Faye, please.